Hi, welcome back to Garam Girl Summer. It's day 3, and today we're going to have a weightlifting class, like a little workout class with Dilpreet, who is a trainer. So I'm gonna wait for her to join, and then I'm gonna add her, and then we're gonna work out together and have a little conversation too about why weightlifting is important. One second. Let me just add her. Okay, I'm just gonna send her a request. Hi. How are
Let me
you?
just trying to fix this. I'm trying to figure it out with like 2 screens. Let's see.
Let me put my screen in front of my map too. But Dilpreet, do you want to introduce yourself really quickly?
Yes. I'm just trying to see if I'll be in the video technical things. Um, okay, hopefully that's decent. You can see me from here?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay. Thank you to everyone that's joining in, and thank you, to Brown Women's Health for having me. My name is Dilpreet Bhattal. I am a fitness coach. I've been in the industry for 10 years, aged myself a little bit, but I am passionate about fitness and health, and my passions are to empower especially brown women, South Asian women to get into like the fitness industry, and just to know how empowering it is for them. But yeah, I'm on a mission to break stereotypes, especially with brown women and South Asian women, because exercise and fitness is for everyone. It's not just for guys. And I think it's really important that, because I personally feel it builds a foundation of your life, not just for fitness and for health, but for everything, your career, your relationships, your confidence, basically everything. So that's a little bit about me, and I run my online fitness coaching business. It's Little Tank Fitness. You can check me out on my page if you'd like. I have a website as well. But thank you for having me. Thank you for joining me. That's my little mini introduction.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I think, like, for me personally, it means a lot because, especially ever since I had that conversation with you, I think I've been just wanting to, like, basically do this because seeing, like, the way we were talking, like, we have so many similarities in our ideologies, like, and I think, like, that workout, like, working out brings you basically, it's like, brings you happiness, basically. I don't know, like, for me, that's how it is. It's like, because it releases endorphins and it makes me happy when I work out. I just feel
Exactly.
so much happier, and, like, I'm graduating tomorrow, and I'm like, what time am I going to go to the gym? Like,
Yeah.
that's literally how I'm thinking now. I was like, I have to go to the gym. Like, I can't not do that.
Yeah. You look forward to it, and I think especially for women, we're always, I feel as South Asian brown women, we're taught to take care of other people. You see us taking care of everyone else, and then we forget about ourselves, and we put ourselves like at the bottom of the list. But I think it's really important that you take care of yourself first, because if you don't, no one else is going to do it for you. No one's going to take care of you, and you're going to have a hard time taking care of other people as well. But exercise has just been like life savior for me, mental health, physical health, emotional health, and I just think that it really brings out your strengths in life, all around in life, discipline, motivation, and confidence, basically everything. And I hope that more of us can continue to get into fitness and exercise and do what you love, do what makes you happy, and never think of it as a chore. I think that's one of the biggest things, is that we think it's a chore to exercise, but it's not. And put the scale number aside. Like, let's not focus only on like losing weight. Like, focus on getting stronger and faster and healthier and adding years to your life. That's like increasing the quality of your life. You know, who doesn't want to wake up with energy and feel good, be able to go for walks, be able to go for hikes. But yeah, overall, I think it's headed in the right direction, and I'm happy to see that other women are lifting weights.
Yeah, I think I was having this conversation with yesterday with Dr. Azhar Pimani, and we were basically talking about how South Asian women in general, like, we're taught to just take care of everyone. She was like talking about how housewives are not given appreciation, like they're seen as like people who just stay at home, which is obviously not true because like my mom has been like a housewife for most of her life and she just started working, and I see how hard it is to like be a housewife, how hard it is to do everything. And I think like my mom started working out with me and I see a difference in her. So it's like I feel like, it just like makes you happy. It shouldn't be a chore because you get to do it. There's so many people
who have the privilege. Yeah. You get the privilege to do it, and you know, there's so many things in this life we can't control. For example, you know, this pandemic and everything is going on. But one, like, you know, two things that we can control: the food we put in our mouth and moving our body. You will always have, you know, those opportunities, and I think that's why these two things are so powerful, and it lets you be in control of your life. Yeah. So I'm happy that your mom's doing it. Let's get other moms and aunts, you know, joining in and learning exercise and the importance of weight training. You know, that's something we can touch on, I think, another time, because that'll go into a whole other topic. But, you know, weightlifting is not just, you know, to get like big and like bulky, and women's bodies are built differently. That's just not going to happen. And you have to have specific training. And I've been weightlifting for 10 years. So, you know, for me, that's why I have like, you know, more muscle and like mature muscle and specific athletic type of training as well. But overall, though, you know, for health, women should be lifting weights. Yeah. Do it, do it, do it. You're not going to get big and like bulky like men.
For a workout, I just had a quick question. So you say you've been like basically training and everything for 10 years. And around 2011, which was obviously like a different industry for women because not many like weightlifting over there in general. Because I think I haven't seen like any people like that started saying weightlifting have just started like more in 2017. So how was it for you as a South Asian Punjabi woman like to weightlift?
It was something. It was a journey. It was very looked down upon in the community. It was a small community, like where I come from. I come from like Winnipeg. You know, people weren't used to seeing that. You know, I was called like manly. You're not allowed to do this. You know, we shouldn't be lifting weight. You're a girl. You're not a guy. Especially when I competed as well, bodybuilding. It was just like, whoa, like, what are you doing? This is not supposed to be happening. You know, heard lots of like negative things, but it's just because they're not, you know, they're not aware of why exercise is important, and like women should have muscle. Like, it's actually important for you to have muscle mass on your body for a longer, healthier life, you know. And hearing all that negative stuff, I think I just like stayed in my own corner because I knew what I was doing felt good, and I knew I was taking care of my body, and I felt, you know, this is empowering for me. This is doing good for me. My school grades, like in university, they all went up. My confidence and focus, clarity, like basically everything went up. And I was like, there's no negative, so I'm going to keep doing this. And then eventually, it took years. It definitely took years. But people started to come around because others started to get into fitness. And then, you know, they realized other cultures were supportive of this. And then slowly they started to open up their minds to, you know, okay, why is she working out? Why is it important? I think it's just a lack of education in our communities. That's why people, you know, will quickly say something negative because they just don't know. At the time, of course, I was upset. I'm like, these people are so mean. Like, why would they say that? But over time, I realized it's just because they don't have that awareness. They have no idea, especially, you know, if you come from like South Asia, you're not, you know, used to this type of stuff. You come from specific cultures, and like we talk, right? Like women, household chores and doing the house stuff, and the men go to the work. That's been something that's been around for so long, but now I feel many of us are breaking those stereotypes, because women are powerful. Women should be able to do what they want, and I'm just happy that in 2021 we're seeing more women like you, your mom, my mom, our aunts. They're getting into it because they know it makes them feel good, and it's just good for their life in general.
And I think because I think there's we have so many more people to look up to now, especially in our own community. There's you, there's Simi, and there's so many women who live in our community. And I think that's so important, because when you get representation, when you get good representation, you get motivated to do good things.
Yeah. It's all good. Well, we can for sure, dive into this for hours and hours. I would love to just talk about this. And I think we have someone that mentioned that they're in their 40s and have a six pack. And I think that is amazing. Health and fitness is for everybody. Everybody. You can start whenever, because you are going to feel better than you did a month ago. It doesn't matter if you're 50-year-old, 60-year-old, 20-year-old. If you start your fitness lifestyle, your journey, you're going to feel better than you did a few months ago. It's always a win. Ooh, did it freeze?
No, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
I was like, let me just look through the comments really quick to see if anybody has a question.
Has any questions? Yeah. And I just think this is great, that what you're doing and bringing more awareness, and I hope more women just don't be shy, don't be scared. If anyone is out there that's scared to start the journey, it's always going to be hard. No matter what in life, you start something new, you're gonna be like, oh my God, I'm so nervous, I don't know what to do. But take it one day at a time. You don't need to rush. You don't need to do everything at once. I think that's the biggest mistake, is when you start your fitness journey, you go so hard at the beginning and you get so sore and tired and you just give up, because you're like, I can't do this anymore. It's not sustainable. It's really important to create a sustainable lifestyle. And remember, this should be a part of your lifestyle for the rest of your life, and not just a quick little sprint and say, I want to lose 10 pounds. You get there and then you gain it all back, right? And I think changing the mindset around fitness, it's not just about the weight loss aspect, right? It's not just about, oh, I need to lose this much. It's so much more than that. And if you find your purpose, you'll love the journey for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm. Someone asked a question. They said, how is the younger generation with stereotypes?
You know what? Mixed. I've had negative feedback from not just the older generation, but from the younger generation as well. It's been mixed. You would be surprised. But I think, again, them growing up in their families, they're also not aware of fitness and health and sports and the benefits. But I feel if you do grow up in a family that has played sports and has been a bit more active, the kids themselves are going to learn from their parents, and then they're aware of that too.
You want to start the workout? And then we can answer some questions later if anybody has any questions.
Yeah, so it'll just be a really quick little introduction workout, a beginner workout with weights, so dumbbells. If you don't have dumbbells, if you have soup cans, you have books, you have backpack, tote bags, anything that you want to use, please definitely grab that. But today we'll just do a quick little total body workout with weights. Only 2 sets per exercise, and I'll guide you along as we're working out. Things that you should focus on, because the number one thing with weight training is you don't want to hurt yourself, right? So before you go and lift all this weight, you want to make sure that you have the form down. Quality over quantity. I will always say that. It's all about the quality. So focus on the muscles, your posture. But yeah, today we'll do 2 sets per exercise. We'll probably do about 6-7 exercises. and I'll just guide you through. Modified Indian diet. Yeah, we can definitely chat about the Indian diet later. Much love to you guys too. Thank you. Just trying to. I don't know if these comments hide. Do they hide or no?
No. Let me see. I can turn the comments off. Let me try.
Technical stuff. I just want to make sure I can see the screen when I'm teaching.
Okay, we're good.
Oh, there we go. Okay, awesome. All right.
My phone fell.
So yeah, again, 2 sets per exercise. We'll do about 10 to 12 reps for these.
Okay.
The first exercise we'll start off is goblet squat. So you'll grab your weight. So when you grab your weight, you're gonna grab the head of the dumbbell. You can hold it like this, you can hold it like this, whatever feels most comfortable for you. And then you're gonna get into your stance. So you're gonna turn your feet out just a little bit, about 45 degrees. You're gonna make sure your shoulder blades are back and down, your core is tight. And then holding this, keeping your chest proud, you're gonna lower yourself, making sure the knees don't cave in. And then you come up and squeeze your butt muscles. Again, make sure the knees, right, push out, squeeze at the top. And always making sure that your shoulders don't round forward. So you never wanna come forward. So let's do 10 of these. Breathe at the top, breathe in, come up, exhale. There we go, keep that core tight. Good, you can pick up the pace if you'd like. There we go, let's do a few more. Making sure your shoulder blades right are back. Good, let's do one more. And take a little breather. Put the weight down. So I'll show you from the other side on how to do it. But basically, you want to make sure that your shoulder blades stay back and down. You never want to do this, right? So never a sloppy posture. Shoulder blades back down and keeping your stomach tight. And also making sure you're not overarching. You never want to overarch. You should not feel it in your low back. All right. And then again, of course, knees should be in alignment with your second and third toes. So they should never cave in. So whenever you're squatting, doing other lower body exercises as well, always avoid this because this will hurt you. Keep them pushed out. Okay. And keep your heel flat, pushed into the ground. This is going to activate your glutes more. So you never want to roll forward onto your toes because that could hurt your knee. So keep your heels pushed into the ground. All right, let's do it again. So feet are 45 degrees. Right shoulder blades are back, core tight, and then we'll get into our squat and up. There we go. Make sure you squeeze at the top. They say pretend like you have a walnut between your butt cheeks. Don't be afraid to squeeze. There we go. Let's do a few more. One more. Good. And take a little bit of a breather. All right. How did that feel?
That was actually pretty good. I think
that
was so underrated.
So that one's good for your quads and then for your butt. Also for your posture and your core as well. That's why weight training is so good for weight loss, boosting your metabolism, leaning down, because you're working everything.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one we'll do bent over rows. So you're gonna grab 2 weights, and then you're gonna have an underhand grip right here. So palms face out. So you're gonna stand, and you're gonna get into a hinge where you push your butt back. Make sure your heels are firmly pressed into the ground, right? So your feet are firmly into the ground. Keep your shoulder blades back and down. Keep your core tight, right? So you shouldn't have a round back. You should have a flat back. And then you're going to row towards your ribs. Keep the weights close to your body. And squeeze. So it's like you're squeezing something between your armpits. There we go. And make sure you're not doing this with your neck. Never crank your neck. Keep your neck in alignment with your back. Here we go. Keep those weights close. Squeeze. Let's do one more. And take a little breather. How was that?
That's pretty good. I think
Did
it's
you
just
feel it?
yeah, I'm doing it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
always keep the shoulders back and down, right? So back and down, and then keeping your back flat. So when you row, it's like you're squeezing something between your armpits, and you should feel your muscles right there. Activating.
Yeah, I think at-home workouts are so underrated.
Pardon?
I think at-home workouts are so underrated. I feel like everyone's like, I can't work out if I'm at home. Yes, you can.
Yeah, I'm already sweating. Let's do it again.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so keeping your feet pushed into the ground, heels in the ground, hinge up the hips by pushing your butt back. Keep those shoulder blades back. And then row the weight. And squeeze the back muscles. Don't forget to breathe. Make sure you watch your posture. If you get too tired, you can always stand up and reset. There we go. 2 more. 1 more. And take a little breather. Whew. That was 2. All right. I know we could have had, I don't know if leaving the comments on, we can leave the comments on if you'd like. Yeah, if you want to turn the comments on, in between we can see if anyone has any questions.
Yeah, we can do that. And like if anybody has questions, we can answer them like after we're done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we can, yeah. Okay, so we'll go into chest press. So we're going to go on the ground. So this is for chest muscles. 2 weights. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Okay. So on the ground, make sure your back is pressed into the ground. So you don't want to ever arch. Keep your low back down. And then pick up the weights. Use the overhand grip so your palms face away from you. And then you're going to slowly lower the weights. Elbows come to a 45-degree and push up. Nice and slow. Push up. Breathe in, coming down. Breathe out at the top. There you go. Triceps just quickly touch the ground and come back up. Good. Let's do 1 more. And take a little bit of a break. Whew. That's good. It is really hot in Toronto and the humidity is very high. That's why I'm already
It's
sweating.
really hot here. I think I went to New York for 3 days like last week, and it was so cold over there, and I was like, I miss it over there now because it's so cold. And California is always hot.
Yeah.
So that's not fun.
I wouldn't mind that. Canada has like winter basically for like 9 months of the year. All right, so we'll do it one more time. The chest press. Low back is pushed into the ground. Palms face away. Dumbbells are above your chest. Slowly lower. And push back up. There we go. Make sure you focus on your breathing. That's it. Push, squeeze those chest muscles. Good. Let's do a couple more. Last one. something for the legs. So we've done the goblet squat, which is the legs, the quads. We've done bench over row, which is for your back. We did chest press, which is for the chest. And then we'll do a shoulder press. So that will target your shoulders. The biggest thing for a lot of these exercises is I always, share with clients and others that it's the posture, right? So you want to make sure your shoulders are never like this. You never want to shrug. You keep them down. So shoulders down, back, right? Keep them down and back. So it's like you're tucking something into a pocket. So when you're working out, you should never feel the stress in your neck. And I think a lot of individuals end up doing this, and then they get super sore here. All right, so let's do shoulder press. We'll grab 2 weights. So we'll do a neutral grip, so we'll hold them like this. So you're about hip width for stance. You can squeeze your butt, keep your core tight, and then push straight up. Breathe. There you go. That's it. Squeezing the glutes helps a lot with stability. There we go. Let's do a couple more. One more. Good, and take a little breather.
Someone asked how much time should you do cardio and weights? Like what is the exact time which you think is good?
So cardio and weights, that's honestly going to depend on the person itself and like your goals. But when it comes to weights, at least 3 times a week, I would recommend. If you can hit weights 3 times a week, whether it's 3 total bodies or whether it's like 2 lower bodies, 1 upper body, but 3 times a week. And the cardio is going to vary for you. Whether you're doing, 3-4 times a week of like running, or you're going for daily walks. Walking is great for cardio. So you can always start off with walks, right? You do like an hour walk, hit your 10,000, 11,000 steps. That's a great way to start. And then from there, you can add in biking and running and hiking. Some people love cardio, so do what you love. And of course, it'll depend on your goals. But if for general health they usually say a minimum 150 minutes a week for aerobic exercise. I would say push for more. 150 minutes a week that's the minimum. We always want to go for more, right?
And how much protein should be like intake? Somebody asked. I think it's like 0
We'll get into that after.
per pound.
We'll get into the protein stuff after. Yeah, we
Okay.
can definitely go over those questions after. Let's do the next step for shoulder press. All right. Squeeze the glutes, keep the core tight, and push straight up. Make sure you breathe. There you go. Good. Let's do a couple more. One more. There we go. Nice. All right. The next one we can do is we'll do hip bridges. So we're gonna be on the ground. You can grab 1 dumbbell, or you don't need to use a weight. But let's go on the floor. This is good for the glutes and your hamstrings.
Okay.
So you'll be on the floor. You can put the weight below your hip bone. The further your heels are from your glutes, the more you'll feel it in the hamstrings. So get into a position where you will feel it more in the glutes. And then you're gonna bridge up. So exhale at the top, inhale coming down, and squeeze your glutes when you get to the top. Keep those knees pushed out. Quick little tap of the glutes on the mat, and back up. There you go. You can push through your heels to activate those glutes more. Here we go. That's it. Focus on the muscle. The do a few more. And one more. Good. And take a little bit of a breather. So the protein question, I'll quickly answer that. There's so many numbers out there, but based on NSAM, they usually say about like 0.7 to like 1.1, 1.2 grams per pound. That's usually like a standard, like if you're wanting to like lose weight. An easier trick one is your goal body weight times your goal body weight. So let's say you're 170 pounds, but you want to get down to like 150. Then you aim for like 150 grams of protein. It definitely does, it does vary. And then again, it depends on your goals as well. But I know NASM, they suggest like the 0.7 to like the 1.1, 1.2 grams. All right, let's go do the hip bridges again. All right. Push through those heels, get those glutes up, squeeze at the top, exhale at the top. Keep those knees pushed out. There you go. Really focus on working the muscles desired. There you go. You can always pick up the pace if it's too easy for you. There we go, there we go. Squeeze. Let's do a few more. And one more. And there we go. Take a breather. Good. How was that?
That was good because I think I love doing glute bridges and hip thrusts for some reason.
Yeah. I think that's like a problem, especially for females. It's like one of the most favorite exercises, hip thrusts and hip bridges. It's definitely really fun. And you know, a lot of the times people are like, oh, why do you work out, you know, your lower body so much, your glutes? Your glutes are the biggest muscle on your body, so they need more exercise. And it's not just for the aesthetic purposes, right? So working on your glutes is really important for walking, sitting, posture, your overall health, going up the stairs, you know. As you get older, muscle starts to decrease a little bit. So you wanna focus on strengthening your body. And plus, as you get older, you wanna avoid falls. So if you got strong glutes and you got strong legs and strong core, that's gonna help. It's gonna help a lot.
For me, it's like lower body is like something I didn't used to work out before. And my lower body is so weak. My upper body is like fine, like it's pretty strong. I think like it's pretty good, but my lower body be so strong. And then I'm like, I need to incorporate more lower body instead of just upper body and stuff. So I started doing that.
You know, you start off with like 1 day a week with lower body, and then you can bump it up to like 2 times. And as you get more advanced with weight training, you can do like 3 times. So let's do one more exercise. We're going to do abs. We're going to do Russian twists.
Okay.
You can do this with a dumbbell, or you can do it with just body weight. So we'll hop onto the floor. Yeah, we'll hop onto the floor. So again, right, proud chest, shoulder blades back and down. You want to make sure you're not doing this. And then you grab your dumbbell, and then you're going to bring it side to side, like towards your pockets, and squeeze your abs. You can pick up your feet too for more of an advanced exercise, or you can leave the heels on the ground. And then breathe through. You can do this without dumbbells as well. Let's do a few more. There you go. And one more. Whew, good job. We'll do one more set of this, and that'll be a little bit of a mini total body. Hit those glutes, squats also. New brain cell growth. Yeah, weight training is awesome. And you know, for anyone that's looking to lose the weight, lean down, if you start doing deadlifts, squats, hip thrusts, like the heavy movements, that's going to work your entire body, and you're going to burn lots of calories, you're going to boost the metabolism, feel the hunger, be able to eat more, right? All right, let's do one. Pardon?
Weight training, I said I think cardio is obviously amazing, but weight training is so much more fun, and like, you know, you can do so much more.
Yeah, and just seeing how much stronger you can get. And I think once you put your focus into the gym of getting stronger and faster, that has been a game changer for clients that I work with. You know, before it was I want to stare at the scale and see how much weight like I can lose, and I'm like, what is that going to get you? You know, like, let's focus more on getting faster, getting stronger. How do your clothes fit? You know, how are your measurements? How do you feel? How's your energy? I think that's the biggest thing. One more time. Let's do one more. Russian twists. All right. Proud chest, right? Shoulders are back. And side to side. Breathe. There we go. You can pick up the pace too, you can pick up the speed, but make sure you squeeze those abs. Let's burn them out. A few more. And one more. Woo. Nice. That was good. There, so that is a little bit of like a quick total body beginner workout. So we only did 2 sets. You can always start off with 2 sets, and then from there you can add in 3 sets, but that's the most important thing. If you're someone that hasn't exercised before, right, you don't want to hop into a gym and do 50 sets, and then you're so sore. But you know, you do 2 to 3 sets of 5-6 exercises or so with weights, and just start off based off of how you feel, and then each week you can slowly progress and add a little bit more, but just make sure you don't go crazy beast mode off the hop, because that happens a lot. And then you know, my mom's friends, they've done that. They're like, I was at the gym for 3 hours today. I'm like, you know, let's not do that often. That's quite a bit, right? Here, let me just fix this. Okay, I think we have, for females who have the lower ouch under the stomach, can they get rid of the pouch they develop? Yes, absolutely. You know, I mean, everyone's body is different too. If there's a lot of loose skin, you can do your best with weight training and eating to fill that loose skin out as much as possible. And weight loss wise, you can do a lot with weight training, cardio, nutrition. Nutrition plays a huge role for sure, and just consistency and time. And I'm going to stress that so much. Everyone's body is different. It took me years to get abs. You know, it took years, and there's other people where they had them within months or a year. I'm like, what the, like, you know, how do these people have abs already? But everyone's body is different, so just don't give up. The results will come. They will. And you know, especially for women, stomach is like the most stubborn spot. Never give up, because you may not be seeing changes in your stomach, but you are seeing changes in the rest of your body. So, you know, it's a little bit of an analogy where you can't spot reduce. Your body starts to peel layers of like fat, like an onion, right? So it's gonna start to shed away. Just be patient, because you will get there.
It's so important, because if you're trying to gain muscle or lose fat, whatever you're trying to do, it's gonna take time, because if you're trying to lose weight, you didn't gain all of it today. You gained it over a long period, so obviously weight's gonna take some time too.
Yes, if you've looked a certain way for 15, 20, 30 years, you're not going to see results overnight. You're not even going to see results in a couple months. It's going to take time to get there. But, you know, if you make this a sustainable approach, you'll be able to keep those results lifelong. And that's, you know, one of the mistakes is, you know, people go so hard, they try to lose as much as weight as possible in a month, but then they gain it all back, because it's not a sustainable approach. you know?
You just have to stay
Pardon?
I say you just have to stay consistent no matter what.
Consistency, you will see that on social media. Consistency. It sounds cheesy, but that literally is the key to success is the hard work and the consistency is not giving up. It's, you know, you deserve to be and feel your best. You just can't give up on yourself. Can you go over how to find a good trainer in your area? So many trainers out there, but not all great for an individual. You know, it's kind of like shopping in a way. If you can see their social media, if you can see like client testimonials and client pictures or, you know, credentials and experience, I would recommend like taking your time to do the research to see how that person is. And if you're training in person, you can always have one session with them, see if you connect with them or not, because not everyone is going to connect with their trainer or coach. That's just how it is. And you know, I've had clients like that too, just haven't been able to connect with some people. But, you know, I think it's important to either have, you know, one little session in the beginning if you're doing in person. And then if you're doing online, you can always test them out for like a month, see how it is. And if they're not for you, you can always try someone else. Diet-wise, so more questions. It's very hard for me to say which specific diet. What I say is choose something that is sustainable for your lifestyle. If you love your cake, if you love cookies, and if you love ice cream, or you know that you love carbs, it's going to be hard for me to say you got to go keto, right? So choose something that works best for you and feels good for you. So having a food diary is really good. I myself, on my iPhone, I will write down notes if I don't feel good after a certain meal. And that's helped me myself pinpoint, you know, gluten, dairy, wheat, specific foods that don't work well for my body, as well as clients, you know. For example, chicken. I've had a client where they're like, chicken just does not sit well in my body, and that's totally fine, right? So you start to like write in your phone or on a piece of paper of how you start to feel after your meals. I think that's a really good step. But whole foods, right? You get your vegetables, you get your fruits, and avoiding processed foods, that's the best way to go. How many times do you work out during a day? I usually work out once in the day, sometimes twice if I do, let's say, a cardio in the morning and then I do weights later on, or vice versa. But my personal workouts, you know, for weight training, it might be like 45 minutes to an hour or an hour and a half, depending on what I'm doing that day. But I'll never be working out for hours in a day. You won't find me working out for 3 hours. Don't have time for that.
And I think working out shouldn't be your entire life. It should be a part. It should be obviously a big part, but it shouldn't be what just controls your entire life. You don't need to be working 5 hours a day to see results. You can just do like 5 minutes and you can see results.
You will burn yourself out if you're spending 3, 4, 5 hours a day. That's not sustainable, and it should just be a part of your life. And you know, I get this question a lot. They're like, you're all about fitness, and you know, how many hours a day are you working out? I'm like, actually not a ton. Again, it's going to vary for each person based on their goals. I've been doing this for 10 years, so I'm able to do, you know, sometimes shorter workouts just for what my goals are. And my goals right now are mental clarity, energy, and health. Those are the goals that I'm like focusing on right now. But you definitely don't need to spend hours and hours. Please don't. You know, unless you're an athlete and you're doing your football and soccer and hockey, and boom, like, you know, that's a part of your life. But when it comes to the general population, your workout should be a positive escape in your day, part of your day, part of your life. But you shouldn't be obsessing every single minute in your day about your health and, you know, your weight loss or the workouts.
This is a reminder.
Oh, Alexa, stop. Sorry, my Alexa went off. I think we have another question. Do you train for still? Honestly, again, it depends. I like to switch it up. Sometimes I like to train legs, chest and triceps, back and biceps, and shoulders. And then sometimes my own training will get split into like total body days, or it'll be, let's say, like lower body, and then upper body, upper body. I like to spice it up for myself, and then for clients, it depends on their goals, right? So depends on what their goals are. That's how we'll structure the workout. So that's the answer. But your lifts, you got to get your squats in, you got to get your deadlifts in, you got to get your hip thrusts in. Like, I have guys that are hip thrusting like crazy right now, and they are making some great booty gains. So if you see the twin beats on Instagram, they got their booty gains. Are you taking virtual clients? I am accepting clients for July. My June is really busy right now. I do online programming. So I don't do the face-to-face like this, but I will create the nutrition program, the workout program, and then clients communicate with me through their profile, whether they have questions, and sending me their pictures and measurements. So that's how I take clients. You can always check out the link in my Instagram bio. My website's there as well. Anytime soon seeing you on stage. This is a question that I get often, if I'm going to compete again. Not right now. That's definitely not a goal. I don't see myself competing for a good while. I did 7 competitions before, so I'm in a retired phase. Maybe down the road, if I have kids and I just want to do a mom comeback, then maybe.
Yeah, I have a quick question about that. So, that you used to compete, like, how was that for you mentally? I see people that come out that it affected them really bad mentally, and like develop into an eating disorder and all of that. So how was it?
I was really lucky. Alexa, stop. Sorry, she's just going off. I'm very lucky that in terms of like the mental aspect, it was a very positive thing for me. It was, for time management, discipline, confidence. Like, I learned so much along, like, on that journey, and I never had to go to the point where I was starving myself. And speaking for women's health, I never lost my period. I always had it, no matter how lean I got. So I was very blessed. And my goal was to work really hard year round. So when it came to competition time, I wasn't starving myself. I was still eating a lot of food, to a point where I was eating a burger every single weekend until maybe a couple weeks from my show. But it wasn't like that in the beginning. The first show was really tough because I didn't really know. I started like 4 weeks away from a show, and I went really hard into the diet. So mentally there, I was just really tired. I'm like, oh my God, this is so much work. But overall though, I would say it was pretty good for every single show. You will have those moments where you're tired and you start crying, and because you're just tired and you're like, I wish I could just eat chips and all this and just shove my face with pizza because you're tired. But I think the most important thing that I always say for competing is be in a good mindset, a strong mindset before you do it. If you're already someone that struggles with food and if there's eating disorders, I say focus on your health first. And once you've mastered that, then go into competing, because it's very hard. It is mentally, it for sure is hard. I'm very blessed and grateful that, I did have good guidance throughout the competing program. But I definitely, eating disorder wise, for me, I didn't develop that. I stayed, very regimented. Even after the show, I slowly started building up my calories again. I didn't just go full force. And I think that's why it's important to have a coach that educates you, along the way.
Oh.
I know I went into detail. That's a whole nother thing with competing. But again, have, a strong mindset for competing. That is, yeah. I have turned down, I don't coach competition clients. That's just a whole nother ballpark, and there's lots of great coaches out there that are experts in that field. And I think you should find someone that's an expert. But any lifestyle client that I know has been struggling, let's say with like an eating disorder or, mentally, I tell them not to compete until they feel confident, strong, and they're ready.
Oh.
Yeah.
Conversation, I think I learned so much from you. Like, it's just like talking to somebody who is actually like a trainer is so much different than talking to your friend at the gym, You get to
You'll definitely, yeah, you'll, I feel, everyone has advice and tips, and even coaches wise, when it comes to the fitness world, there's just so much out there, right? When it comes to like keto and low carb and high carb, and like there's just so much stuff, detox and all that jazz, like that's out there. That's why, like, when you go on Google, it's overwhelming, right? Because there's so many things, and you're like, where do I even start? So I think just starting off with something that's sustainable for you, that's going to be good in the long run. And then once you dive deeper into like your genetics, and for me, that's something that I've been doing now, getting my food sensitivity test done. So now I'm starting to eat more based off of like my blood work. This doesn't work well for me. What is going to work well? But that goes into a deeper side. But again, that's if you're willing to invest, right? Like if you're someone that's struggling a lot with digestion and energy, I highly recommend investing into your health. Get the detailed blood works done that you have to pay for. It's going to be worth it. Your food sensitivity tests, pay for it, because, for example, I was eating, pineapple and bananas, and those are super highly sensitive for me, and oatmeal, and I couldn't figure out, like, I'm like, why is my digestion off? I'm eating healthy, like, what is going on? But sometimes even those foods can just be a trigger, which is, really fascinating that there is specific tests and blood work out there for you to figure out what works well for you. But if you're someone that feels fine, like with digestion and energy, not even energy, but like if for digestion wise you're not too bad, start off with like a probiotic, start with a food diary, right? Try to write down like what you think makes you feel sick or like lethargic. And then after you've covered the basics and you want to dive deeper into the food sensitivities and everything, go for it. Biohacking, it's really cool. I'm learning myself a lot.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do one too, because digestion is such a big thing for me. Like, I can't really digest food well.
Yep.
So
The same, like vegetables, right? Even vegetables, you're like, what? Digestive enzymes are great. Probiotic, if you're on right now and you're listening, if you do not have a probiotic in your diet right now, please add that. Have that before your breakfast and start doing that daily. I had a client just a couple weeks ago message me and said this has been a life-changing thing for him. So add the probiotic, and then from there, if you're having a lot of like, sensitivities with foods or eating bigger meals, digestive enzymes are great. Yeah. I don't know if we
have any more questions?
I think that's most of the questions.
Yeah. We're good now.
We'll definitely do this again. I know that today was like more of like the workout portion, getting a beginner's workout, a little bit of an overview of what you can do with some dumbbells. But I know that we'll have more discussions about like nutrition and, energy, and like, there's just so much when it comes to health. And I do want to throw this out. So myself and my co-host on our podcast, Tim, we do have a podcast. It's called For Health's Sakes. And our goal is to just weed through the craziness in Google, Dr. Google, weed through all of that and try to simplify health for you. So lots of free information, like tons. We do, we don't get paid to do it. We just do it for fun. We just want to add value to people's lives. And, we hope that it can just help make people healthier, like one step at a time. So if you would like to check out the podcast, please do. We're not monotone. We laugh, we make jokes, Tim swears, like it's not some scripted scientific like monotone podcast. It's just two real people who have, seeing so many patients and clients over the years, and then we share their experiences and ours.
Yeah, definitely go check it out. I'm personally going to listen to it right after this. And
Yeah,
go to its Instagram. And also, if you guys are looking for a coach, check her out because I think she's an amazing coach.
well, thank you. I'm accepting clients for July, so I'm sorry that June is busy, but I am accepting a wait list. So if you'd like to, you can definitely email me. Everything's on my website of contacting me. Yes.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
thank you for this. This was great. I hope the viewers and listeners enjoyed the questions, enjoyed our cute chat. Somebody said cute conversation. Damn right for having a cute conversation. And if you like the workout, that makes us happy. But we will see you again soon. I'm always on Instagram. If you would like more workouts, you can always follow along with some of the stuff that I post. Oh, well, thank you so much. You've been amazing, and I hope to see you soon.
You too.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
One second. Also, somebody asked about Garam Girl Summer, so we have 2 more days of it, and we're also gonna have like a live tomorrow and then Friday. And the timing should be on our Instagram. You guys can go check it out. Thank you.